This motorhome costs about the same as a luxury sedan. That one quietly creeps into entry-level diesel territory, and from the outside, they look like they're built for the exact same job. But once you step inside, one of these Class C RVs starts to feel like a smart financial decision, while the other begins to feel like a lifestyle upgrade you didn't know you wanted. Park them side by side at a campground, and most people won't immediately understand why buyers argue so fiercely about which one delivers the better value. That changes the moment you live in them. Today, we're taking a full walkthrough of two of the most talked about Class C motorhomes on the road, the Jayco Redhawk and the Coachmen Prism, to find out which one truly earns the title of best value.
Both of these RVs target the same type of traveler on paper. They're designed for couples, small families, and road trippers who want something easier to drive than a massive Class A, but more capable and comfortable than a travel trailer. They promise self-contained freedom, manageable size, and the ability to explore without sacrificing comfort. Yet the way they deliver that promise couldn't feel more different, and that difference starts before you even turn the key. Walking up to the Jayco Redhawk, the first impression is confidence and familiarity. It looks like a classic American Class C, with a bold stance, squared-off proportions, and a design that feels purpose-built.
The body sits solidly on its chassis, and there's a sense that this RV was made to handle long road trips, campground hopping, and years of use without complaint. It doesn't try to be flashy. Instead, it looks ready. The Coachmen Prism approaches the same mission with a more refined attitude. Its exterior feels sleeker, more streamlined, and a little more European in personality. The lines are softer, the overall profile feels more aerodynamic, and it gives off the impression of something designed with efficiency and elegance in mind. Park these two next to each other, and the Redhawk feels rugged and traditional, while the Prism feels modern and polished. Step inside the Redhawk, and the interior immediately reinforces that first impression. The living area feels open and welcoming, with a layout that prioritizes space and usability. The seating is comfortable and supportive, designed for long evenings and relaxed mornings. Large windows let natural light flood the space, making it feel bigger than it actually is. This is an RV that invites you to kick off your shoes, stretch out, and settle in. The Prism's living area feels different the moment you enter. The materials feel more refined, the finishes a bit more upscale, and the overall atmosphere quieter and calmer. The space feels intentionally designed, like every element was chosen to create a cohesive look. You don't just sit down here, you ease into it. It's subtle, but noticeable, especially if you plan to spend a lot of time inside. Moving forward into the main living zone of the Redhawk, everything feels intuitive. The seating arrangement makes sense, the table is easy to use, and the transition from driving to living is seamless. This is the kind of space where kids can play cards, someone can stretch out with a book, and another person can prep snacks without anyone feeling cramped. It's not trying to impress you with drama, it's trying to work for you. In the Prism, the living space feels more like a compact lounge. The seating feels slightly more sculpted, the color palette more restrained, and the lighting more controlled. It's a space that encourages slower moments. Evening conversations feel more intimate, and the environment feels calmer, especially after a long day on the road. As you step into the kitchen area of the Redhawk, practicality takes center stage. The counter space is well thought out, appliances are positioned where you expect them to be, and storage is generous for a Class C. Cooking here feels straightforward and stress-free. You can imagine making breakfast before a hike or cooking dinner after a full day of driving without having to constantly rearrange things. The Prism's kitchen leans more toward efficiency and elegance. Everything feels neatly integrated, with a layout that maximizes usable space without feeling cluttered. The finishes feel more refined, and the overall design feels cohesive with the rest of the interior. Cooking here feels less like a task and more like part of the experience of traveling comfortably.
Moving toward the sleeping area in the Redhawk, the bedroom feels functional and accommodating. The bed is positioned to allow easy access, storage is practical, and the space feels designed for rest above all else. It's not flashy, but it's comfortable, and that's what matters at the end of a long day. You climb in, you sleep well, and you wake up ready to go again. In the Prism, the bedroom feels more like a private retreat. The space feels quieter, more insulated, and slightly more refined. The material softens sound, and the overall atmosphere encourages real relaxation. This is the kind of bedroom where you might linger a little longer in the morning, enjoying the comfort before starting the day. The bathroom in the Redhawk is exactly what you expect from a well-designed Class C.
It's compact, efficient, and easy to maintain. Everything is where it needs to be, and nothing feels wasted. For many travelers, this kind of bathroom is ideal. It does its job without fuss and keeps the overall footprint of the RV manageable. Step into the Prism's bathroom, and you notice a subtle upgrade in feel. The space feels a bit more refined, with finishes that elevate everyday routines. It's still a Class C bathroom, but one that feels a little more polished, a little more intentional. Small differences here can make a big impact when you're using the space every day. Beyond the obvious living spaces, the real difference between these two RVs starts to emerge in the details you don't immediately notice. The Redhawk feels like it was built for durability and long-term ownership.
Doors feel solid, surfaces feel resilient, and everything seems designed to handle frequent use. This is an RV you can take on long trips without constantly worrying about wear and tear. The Prism feels more focused on refinement and efficiency. It's quieter on the road, smoother in motion, and more composed overall. Long driving days feel less tiring, and arriving at your destination feels more relaxed. These are the kinds of things that don't always show up on a spec sheet, but they matter deeply once you start traveling regularly. So when it comes to value, the question isn't just about price, it's about how you plan to use your RV. If you want a Class C that feels spacious, practical, and built to handle years of adventures, the Jayco Redhawk makes a strong case.
It offers a lot of livability for the money and feels approachable for first-time buyers and experienced RVers alike. If, however, you value refinement, efficiency, and a slightly more premium experience behind the wheel and inside the cabin, the Coachmen Prism starts to justify its position. It feels like an RV designed for travelers who prioritize comfort and smoothness as much as the destination itself. Neither of these motorhomes is objectively better. They're better for different people. One prioritizes rugged practicality and space, the other emphasizes polish and efficiency. The best value depends entirely on what you value most when you're on the road. So now, it's your turn. Would you choose the spacious, no-nonsense confidence of the Jayco Redhawk or the refined, composed feel of the Coachmen Prism? Drop your pick in the comments, share how you travel, and subscribe for more in-depth comparisons that help you choose the right RV for your lifestyle.